Chair recognizes the lady from Wayne.
I'd like to speak on the measure.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And as I have been sitting here today, I've heard several members of this chamber who have expressed concerns about how this bill might impact law-abiding citizens in the Commonwealth. And I understand those concerns. But the reality is, much as the gentleman from Rockcastle explained it earlier, the overwhelming majority of people who need to buy pseudoephedrine will be able to buy what they need with the limits that are set forth in this bill. And I commend the lady from Bullitt, the gentleman from Eulenburg, and the senators who have worked on this for reaching those limits in this compromise measure. The reality of this situation, if you're from the part of the state where I live, is that what we are doing is not working. We have an epidemic of meth labs in the community that I represent. Just last week, there were 4 discarded meth labs found on one day along the highways of Wayne County. Now, that could very easily be my front yard or my neighbor's front yard instead of just a random highway. The problem is extremely widespread, and hardly a week goes by that we don't see an arrest or an indictment or children being removed from a home because of the dangers of these meth labs. They are a risk to the children, they are a risk to the law enforcement, and they're a risk to the general public when people are driving around and just pitching these out of the car window wherever they may happen to be at the time that they finish doing their manufacturing process. So, Mr. Speaker, I would strongly encourage the members to support this measure, and I agree it's not a perfect measure. It may not entirely solve the meth lab problem, but it is a step in the right direction, and I would encourage its support.